What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Be Original Show, exclusively on WBDY. I'm your host, Kevin Oriole, aka DJ KO, Yo, and today we have an indie rock band whose music feels like a combination of 70s classic punk and early British new wave mixed with today's more modern, thoughtful, melodic guitar music. Their lyrics speak of real, raw emotions, frustrations, loss, anger, longing, all delivered with both melodic and sometimes harsh vocals. Today, in the studio, we have the band Mother Horse, and we'll be taking a deep dive into the band's story and their music. But first, let's listen to Don't Tell Anyone, right here on the Bundy Museum Community Radio Station, WBDY. Crazy distortion. Hey, how you doing tonight?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm great.
Chilling.
Really glad to have you, the band, in the studio. I've always asked, and I'll ask you at the end of the session, who's your favorite band? And a lot of the young bands had mentioned Mother Horse as their favorite band.
No way.
Really?
Yo.
Yeah.
What?
What?
So that's why I reached out on Instagram and said I have to have this band in. So thank you so much for coming in.
That's so
Thank
mind blowing.
you so much
That's
for
sick.
having us.
Yes, it's crazy to be here.
That's
So
amazing.
how did the band start?
That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
We
a
met
wild
through like
story.
a mutual friend. It was mine and Fiona's like first year of college. Just like meet so many people, and we all played in a different band together. And I didn't
Yeah.
even play bass at first. Like there were like a bunch of different people, and then I guess we are like the last remaining
Yeah.
trio. But I don't know. It's boiled down to an awesome thing. I think.
I don't know if I would say it's the remaining last trio. I think it's our final form.
Word.
Facts.
be
No,
honest.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because like
We've evolved.
Yeah.
this was 2021. I had graduated from college and I had come back up here with the plan to start a band and do stuff with my photography, do all the things I never did as an undergrad. And then we met this other person. We formed a band and we recorded an album and stuff like that. But it was a much different sound. Definitely there's stuff on this album that I wrote for what I thought was going to be the project that I would make in Binghamton that we didn't put on that album, but was finally able to do for this one,
Right.
So it's kind of crazy how it's this is the final form, it's kind of what we were working to get towards. So yeah, so it kind of from the ashes almost rose, because it's just being in a band, it's harder than you think, there's a lot of stuff to deal with. So yeah, there's some hard times.
But also, I've learned that it doesn't even have to be that hard.
Word.
Especially when you're doing it
Exactly.
with your best friends.
Yeah.
Not to be corny, but
Was there a moment where you were like, "This is it"? Like,
oh my god, recording the album.
We've found. Okay, so what
Yeah.
album was that, or is that?
No Fences, Only Freedom. So that's this one we recorded with Mike Meacha at Abandoned Studios in Johnson City.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Such a genius.
Because I don't think we had played a show in months either. That was the first time. I don't think we even practiced,
Yeah.
We just got in the studio 2 days and just banged out all these songs. Recorded the songs we came up with in the studio.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Songs we completely changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
yeah,
like, you know
exactly.
what? Kickstand, I was like, we need to do a 180 on this. I want it to sound completely different. And we just did it right then and there, recorded it.
Is that how songs are usually done with the band?
It's either Ollie or I come with pieces and then we kind of work it together,
It's always so much easier than I expect it to be too.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. You guys breathe new life into things that I sometimes think are mediocre, and then I show them to you guys, and it becomes something way cool.
It seems like you have great chemistry.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so.
I would
Yeah,
agree.
No, because it's magic when somehow it comes together, when the song, when it clicks, it's oh yeah,
Such a
okay,
good
work.
feeling.
Yeah.
Such a good feeling.
So Don't Tell Anyone. Tell us a little bit about that track.
That one is just I feel with a lot of my art and especially my lyrics, I end up writing stuff. I usually write the music first, and I written that after just getting this guitar that a friend of mine did a mod in, Nick Davison, awesome guitar tech. He put it pedal inside the guitar for me. So I had written a bunch of stuff kind of with this like, you know, crazy distorted thing in mind. And the lyrics, you know, just kind of came out, fit like the track. And in retrospect, looking at them, you know, I kind of felt like they applied to the person I was with at the time. But then, you know, now having that relationship ended, you know, kind of has a different meaning, you know. Still trying to figure that one out, honestly. But I feel like the meaning of the songs, they kind of evolve over time, you know.
Yeah.
No matter where my head was at where I wrote it. So yeah, it's kind of interesting seeing how it evolved, you know.
Sometimes, oh sorry.
No, you go.
Sometimes you write things and you don't know what they mean because it just like comes out of you. I've said for a while that I feel like music is just like people's way to like release whatever's stuck inside of them. But I feel like a lot of times with lyrics, you don't even know what you're writing until it comes out, and then afterwards you learn something about yourself.
Do you just write lyrics, or do you write poetry? Do you journal? Anything like that?
Yeah. Write poems. You know, there's a couple published out there in the world, and but yeah, you know.
Is But I'm Fine, is that the sequel to The Breakup?
No, that was also written, you know, kind of again the same time, a little bit before Don't Tell Anyone. That one was written, and I don't know. It's just like because that one I've definitely felt more honestly since the breakup. And you know we've done that song, and it's like, yeah, trying to, you know, all this stuff is going on and all this stuff is happening to you, and you know. I feel like I am a very uncertain and unsure of myself kind of guy, you know. But I think I get along well in the world by, you know, but I'm fine, you know, 'cause acting like it. Like, you know, not just get on here. Yeah, like get on air and tell everybody, like, oh, it's all a big act here. You know, I'm really like, but I'm broken inside or whatever the chorus to Don't Tell Anyone is, you know. But it's yeah, but I'm fine is kind of like coping with that idea of that, like, all right, you know, even though stuff can get crappy and stuff can, you know, be down in the dumps, you know, maybe it isn't a mask, maybe like really, but I am fine, you know?
Well, that's a good lead up. Let's listen to But I'm Fine by Mother Horse right here on WBDY's Be Original. I really like your band and its music, and I'm going to tell you why. Your lyrics and the music is really, really raw. You express, I think, your feelings super well, and I think that you're probably really popular because a lot of people can connect to what you're saying. And it makes me think that you've got to be really good friends because, you know, like the next track, Little Alchemy, it's kind of, it sounds like a love song, but I mean, you tell me what it's about.
It's like I guess it is a love song for someone who wants to be loved so bad. Or like, I don't know, I felt for a big part of my life. I don't know, I'm a person who has a lot of love to give, and that song was written at a time where I just really wanted it back, you know? Please.
Absolutely.
Say you love me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's heart-wrenching, but it's so good to listen to that and to connect with that. When you do come up with lyrics like that, do you share it with everyone, or, you know, do you hide it until you're actually recording? Like, how does that go as far as your lyrics?
That's crazy, because I have a strange relationship with writing words at all. When I was a kid, I loved to write in my journal, but my mom read it, and I got in trouble. So I was like, I'm never writing again. This is bad news. And then I started writing in like a secret code. I found like all these notebooks from when I was a kid where I had written pages and like dozens and dozens of pages in code that I don't even understand. So I guess I've been writing for a long time. Isn't that so ridiculous?
I didn't know that part.
That's really cool. We just discovered something new about you.
Yeah.
But that's so great. I mean, even at that point, you were expressing your feelings.
But I don't know. It's been like really uncomfortable for me to be vulnerable in that sense. I did a lot of like theater in high school, and that was me getting comfortable with like my voice, but I still wasn't comfortable with like what I had to say, I guess. But like making music with your best friends in the whole world is crazy because you feel like it's okay to be that vulnerable. And I don't feel like I have to like hide any of that in front of them. And then they're like, yo, this is awesome. And I'm like, this sounds good. And then I'm like playing it in front of people and I forget that they can actually listen. But I don't know. Sometimes people relate. So it's actually like, it's really cool. And
It really is.
feels less, I don't know if it feels less vulnerable or it feels like a better vulnerable when other people, or like I relate to that heavily.
I would say that you're all very brave and very courageous to just like put it out there. And this is the way that I feel, and it may not be pretty, but it's what I feel.
Mad emo.
Yeah, right.
So why don't we take a listen to Little Alchemy right here on WBDY's Be Original.
Our hearts beating the rhythm of you leaving.
If you're just joining us, we are in the studio with Mother Horse. On the break, we were talking about the next track that I thought had a guest artist on it, but it doesn't. Why don't you explain that?
Yeah, so I guess the full title of the song, and I say I guess, but I'm the one who came up with it. I just have a profound feeling that everything is ruined. Parentheses Chris Travis, and like the Chris Travis name came about because we just started calling it Chris Travis after this guy we met in Jersey. He does like metal stuff, electronic stuff. And we played a show with him, I think, while we were still going by Mo.
Oh, we didn't play a show.
Or no,
She
she played a
was
show
just
where he
there.
was there, you know? Yeah, like we played a show and he came out and he had seen us the summer before in Jersey. So he's like, oh, yeah, when I saw you guys were coming through again, I wanted to pop out. And it was kind of crazy because, again, we were in this like period of uncertainty, you know, having the first band kind of fall apart and, you know, wondering what that's going to look like. And here's this guy being like, oh, no, I actually really dig you guys. And I made a point of coming out here tonight to see you guys, you know?
Felt good.
Yeah, it felt real good, you know? So we kind of like chilled with him and he was a fun guy. And he's also just very eclectic, like crazy dude, you know, making mead and stuff like that.
Did you say mead?
Mead, yeah,
Like
yeah.
the ancient medieval drink?
Yes, exactly. Because he does
He's
pirate
so
metal.
He's like a pirate.
Yeah, that's his kind of
He
shtick.
wears like a cloak. sometimes.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
it's kind of
He's like-
an homage to him, but
Yeah, he's kind of like a mythical figure
It's just like so
of like New Jersey.
yes, yeah, the Jersey scene, you know.
so
He is.
unapologetically himself.
Yeah.
A mythical figure from New Jersey. I love that.
Oh yeah.
So you've played a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about some of the highlight shows that you've played.
My favorite show
Yeah,
that
what's
we've played
favorite show?
that we played not in this area, it was New Paltz. New Paltz was so
No,
That was
obviously.
pretty sick,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that Suggs?
No, we played at a house venue in New Paltz.
they called it the Radio,
Radio
Shack.
Shack.
I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
they moved out.
I think
it's no longer.
I think it doesn't exist
Did you have them
anymore.
kicked out?
no,
No, this was way after we
Yeah,
played
they were
there.
doing shows for like
they
a
were
while, like
really
years, I think.
Cool people.
Yeah.
Had a legit sound system and stuff.
Yeah.
What made that show great?
Just the people that put it together, they just were like really they were just really nice to us. A lot of
Yeah.
hospitality, and everyone there was just like people were just there to like listen to good music and have fun. Like I don't know, the energy was just so
The vibes.
good.
Wasn't that one where they had some art upstairs too?
There
They
was
had
art everywhere.
Yeah, they had somebody selling like their like printed tote bags and shirts and
Oh
and
yeah,
such.
that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a really
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
vibe there. And like, I don't know, I always feel like New Paltz is really funky. Like, I grew up in the Hudson Valley, so kind of like, I don't know, it's always nice to play in the Hudson Valley because it's like you see some familiar faces and that, which was kind of crazy, you know, seeing how the scene has evolved there while I've been up here. And yeah, I don't know, just like, it was a real good turnout and a real just nice energy.
How about you, Fiona? What's your favorite show so far?
Oh well, within Binghamton or just in general.
Just anywhere where you were like, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard one. I mean, we played a show the other night. It was a house show. That was really lit. I feel like everybody was there. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, honestly, it was in an attic, and when I was up there, I kind of felt like I was at sea on a boat, sort of, because everyone was up there, and it was just really great. It was Jackson's younger sister Sage's birthday, and it was like her friend's birthday too, and it was just really great vibes. That was one good one. I also did really love the show in New Paltz, TBH. That's probably another fave.
Yeah. Well, because then we went back to my house and like burned like the last moat stuff that we had.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a nice
crazy.
ceremonial thing. Like I forget if we were on the bill as moat or not for that. Like, but yeah, but it was definitely just the three of us, you know.
Mm-hmm. So it was like this letting it go and bringing the new.
Like a phoenix.
Yes, exactly.
Rises from the ashes.
I love it.
Of the old posters.
So
yeah.
So you guys are really like a kind of like a positive bunch, but then like the music is pretty like.
Yeah.
I'm like the happiest guy with the saddest lyrics. I swear I'm a treat, guys. I swear.
Is there a song called "Weight of the World"?
Yes, yeah.
Or Weight of the Earth?
Weight of the
Earth?
Earth, yeah. That's
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah,
but I
Weight of the
remember that one, and it's not on this album, so we're not going to play it. But for fans listening, where can they get your music?
Well, so it is on No Fences Only Freedom, which is out everywhere, like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. We just included it in tonight's lineup. I haven't played it in a while because that one is a bit of an older song.
I think though it encapsulates the band. Like I think some of the lyrics are like, "I want to tell you something," or and then you kind of go through. I don't know.
I want to tell you something real.
Yeah,
Word.
like that line right there kind of is like Mother Horse for me.
Yeah.
I want to tell you something real because it feels that way.
Yeah. No, it's like, I was like, because there's a lot of references in it to like David Wojnarowicz, who's like an artist that I really admire, and I just finished reading his tape diaries, and again, like I really felt like, the person I was with at the time, like, that, like I do just want to bear my true, authentic soul to you, and that was my mentality with the relationship. And yeah, so trying to tell you something real, and in the last line, I studied philosophy in college and stuff like that. Like, I think I've always tried to, like, search for knowledge and, and I like the myth of Icarus a lot, but it's like that whole trying to touch the sun, trying to hold the sun. It's like, I've done all these things to try and learn and try and do stuff, and it's like, but where has it really got me,
Still burned.
But, yeah, it's still burnt, but it's like, all right, well, maybe we can just talk about the journey and how much that hurt, and maybe that's some sort of truth there,
Well, let's play I Just Have a Profound Feeling That Everything Is Ruined. Right here on WBDY's Be Original. Talk about your live shows, because, everybody that has come through that has been kind of in that scene, like the kind of punk indie scene, always mentions your band. So talk about when you're playing, like, what's the vibe and where's your headspace when you're coming on stage and all that good stuff?
It totally depends.
Yeah, it really, really depends on who's in the crowd, like who's there, like where we're playing. Like a Bundy show, always great vibes, always amazing. Like it's just awesome. I feel like I really love playing at the Bundy. I feel like because we played there a lot. Maybe that's why I love it. But like the vibes are just always good. Like
even
you can
at the
always
Bundy
expect.
though, like there's always like I feel like the vibe is very malleable. Like the last time we played at the Bundy, we like everyone like in the crowd, at least for like the first half of the set, was like sitting down.
Word.
And it was just like really chill, like circle time, campfire story.
And we were the last band, and the first two bands were like really heavy metal acts, So it's kind of like we came on, it's like, all right, do whatever you guys want.
But then
Hey,
sometimes,
guys.
like in the summer, it'll be like packed house, people throwing themselves against each other and on the floor, like.
Yeah.
Like someone got a bloody nose at the house show during our set.
Oh my god, really?
Really?
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
they okay?
Yeah, or Nicole punched Sam.
Oh no!
Really?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That's so funny.
Word. We could scrap that part. Mentioning names.
That's good stuff.
That's amazing.
It's real.
Yeah.
It happens sometimes when you have a pit.
Yeah, word.
What do you have any shows that are lined up that you're really looking forward to, or do you have a venue that you really would like to play?
I mean, always trying to get to Carnegie Hall, you know.
Practice.
Yeah.
Facts.
No,
Coming
I know.
up soon, guys.
Yeah. Well, there's stuff, like, honestly, it's just playing here, really. Like,
Yeah,
band-
we're playing at the
Literally.
Bundy Museum with Sophie's Body
Mhm.
in May. I don't recall the exact date,
Okay.
but
yeah. Yeah.
we'll be posted about it.
No, which is kind of nice. Like, we haven't really had to hit the Bundy up in a while to book a show. Like, people just hit us up, and it's like, yeah,
It's
we'll
really
play.
convenient.
It's like,
Yeah.
we got a date. We got this day at the Bundy. Are you free? It's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I would love to. I
Yes.
would love nothing more.
Yeah. So no, that's kind of what's on the horizon, and
We used to travel so much.
yeah.
We used to be
We did.
out of town every weekend for a show.
Which is like, you know, I've kind of realized, like, I don't think it's worth it. You know, like, we said Carnegie Hall, like, we played in the city, and it's like, okay, like, well,
It was really fun, and it was cool to meet people, you know,
Yeah.
especially doing it over the summer. I don't regret it, but it's
it's
definitely
taxing.
very
Yeah.
emotionally and physically and financially
Word,
taxing.
Mhm.
And
Driving
also just like
across New York.
seeking all that out. I don't know. I'm obsessed with Binghamton. I love Binghamton. I want to stay here forever.
Ah,
I was
cool.
born here, left for 10 years, came back. Like, I never want to leave. I love Binghamton.
Are you, Jackson, you said you're from the Hudson Valley.
Yeah.
How about you, Fiona? Are you from Binghamton?
No,
area?
I'm from North Jersey.
Okay. A transplant. What brought you here to Binghamton?
Well, I came here for school. I go to BU. I'm studying Italian and linguistics, and it's really awesome and really fun, and I love it here in Binghamton.
How did drums come into your life?
Well, so my parents are musicians. My mom plays the bagpipes and the flute, and my dad plays drum kit, but he also plays marching snare too. So I started playing percussion in like 4th grade in elementary school through the school music program, which was really amazing. And I feel like I'm very lucky to go to school with a music program, because I know a lot of people who just didn't have them growing up, and that it's horrible. Boo. So I started playing percussion like orchestra sort of like concert band percussion, and then sometime in middle school I started learning drum set, and my dad taught me how to play drums. Shout out to my dad for that. And then I don't know, I just kind of kept it going from there. I did wind ensemble and concert band and jazz band and marching band and a whole bunch of other things, like musically through school in high school. And so pretty much I graduated high school knowing like how to play pretty much like every percussion instrument there is, pretty much, like the common ones at least, not any of the like obscure ones, but pretty like all the common ones, like kind of know how to do it. So I came here. I had been in a couple bands in high school, and I was their drummer, and I was in like 3 bands at once because there were no other drummers. They couldn't find anybody else.
The North Jersey
Always.
Yeah.
The North Jersey drought of drummers. So as we mentioned earlier, we all met through a mutual friend.
Snagged you.
Yeah, and so, you know, the rest is pretty much history.
Yeah.
We had a jam session, and that was it.
Oh.
Yeah.
BFFs for life. Yeah.
How about you, Ali? When did
Oh,
you start
man.
playing? Because you said you recently started playing bass, right?
Yeah, in the past couple of years, I messed around on like the upright bass in middle school, but then I lost access when I moved to high school. But these guys and the friend that we met each other through had bought me a bass for my birthday, and they were like, "Ollie, play bass in our band." And they like literally bought me a bass.
That
I've
is
never gotten like a cooler birthday gift in my life. And I just like picked it up, and I don't know, I'm not like crazy good, but I get by. I think I just have a good ear.
You,
So
more
I
than
can,
get
like,
by.
Yeah.
Listen.
So I think I was like meant to find the bass. Like guitar is fun, but the bass is my instrument for sure.
Awesome. I'm a bass player too. Jackson, what about you? How long have you been playing, and how did it all start for you?
Yeah, I guess I've been playing for like 15 years now. You know, started when I was 9. Like Well, because when Guitar Hero 3 came out and I discovered
It's so
Guns N'
funny
Roses
that
and
so
stuff.
many new musicians, like Post Malone was like Guitar Hero was like
Really?
the impetus of him like starting to make music.
Reptilia,
That's crazy.
Guitar Hero,
Yeah.
Ocean City
Stop.
Boardwalk. I defeated you. I was number one.
Yeah, so it was honestly like a friend had that game and then I got it and I was like, all right, well, let's do the real thing,
Level up.
Yeah, really level up. But like, I really wanted to just be a singer. I really liked Axl Rose, which might be problematic for an 8-year-old to really like Axl Rose, but that's where my head was at. And in November Rain he plays piano, but so I asked my mom if I could take piano lessons. We didn't have a piano, so there wasn't really any ability to do that. But she had a guitar lying around, so she was like, all right, well, we can sign you for guitar lessons at least, because she's like, you can't just be a singer, you got to know an instrument. So
Facts.
yeah, so it was like
that
was the impetus to sign up for lessons, and yeah, just stuck with it. A couple bands in high school, that were fun, and get your chops up playing with people. And then honestly, did not play at all when I was an undergrad. And the pandemic was a big part of that too, which nobody was playing anywhere. But yeah, then it was like. So that kind of itching to play really got me to be like, all right, I gotta find people,
It's funny because the pandemic got me to really write some sad music.
Yeah.
I think it was either or. I think you
Yeah.
just hit away, or you became very productive. A lot of albums were done at that time where people just kind of were almost in a coma.
A
Yeah.
lot of time.
Chris Travis was written during that time. That's a pandemic song.
So how do you delegate who's going to sing what?
I mean, I sing what I write. Jackson sings what he writes.
Word.
Fiona plays what Fiona writes.
Yes.
She holds it all together.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they sing on Ants, because they wrote Ants.
Yeah, I did. That is the one song I wrote on the album is Ants. So I'm the narrator of that one.
Someone requested it for our next show, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Shout out
Well,
Alice.
Yeah.
oh my God, it was Alice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love Alice. Yeah.
Can you play?
I'll have to think about it.
Can you play and sing at the same time?
That's the thing about it.
Because I think that's
Because
otherworldly when a drummer can sing, and that's crazy.
I'd have to work on it, but also, do I really want to sing in front of a bunch of people? No. So I think I'm set.
Oh man. Well, how about if we play another track?
Yeah.
Tell us about 217.
I wrote that so long ago, and I never thought I would show it to anyone. I just I wrote it on guitar in my room, really sad and quiet and emo. It's about moving out of my house when I was 14, because it was not a good situation. It was just bad, and I know it's crazy because a lot of people have come up to me and been like, hey, I really relate to this song. Someone was like, hey, I left my abusive household and this song means a lot to me. I've really been holding on to it recently. And I was like, holy crow, that's so cool.
That must really, move you deep.
I mean, I look back on pictures of my younger self and I just wish I could give her a hug. Because life gets so much better. Life gets so much better. But that song is just in the pits of PTSD, honestly, remembering the things that happened to you and feeling guilty about them, even though they were. Even though I haven't done anything wrong, I'll live with the guilt for the rest of my life, from the song. But
all right, grab your tissues, y'all. We're gonna listen to 217 by Mother Horse right here on WBDY's Be Original.
Yeah. No, people love the shoegaze term now.
Right,
Where
right.
again, it was
It's all the rage these
Yeah,
days.
it was originally a pejorative term, and it's I don't know, I'm a shy guy. I'm gonna be staring at my feet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really looking at the audience,
Did you guys? I mean, this is going way back, but did you ever listen to 70s punk or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, some of the songs, I feel I'm gonna go to CBGB's and go see hardcore matinee on Sundays and kind of check you guys out. And then and then on the flip side, then you have some really interesting guitar stuff going on, and some really cool rhythms and bass and drums, and so it's this interesting thing you guys got going on.
yeah, I feel Jackson and I have like we write very different music, but when the three of us like put our heads together, it's cohesive somehow.
Yeah, no, it gels in a very unique way, you know.
For sure.
Okay.
So yeah, I see what we do as part of the family tree of punk. That started in the '70s and erupted into hardcore and all these things. Anarcho punk, like street gutter punks and stuff like that. But I feel like in the '90s with alternative, Nirvana was a major watershed moment, and as much as sometimes I feel ashamed to admit being a Nirvana fan, that changed
Never
everything.
be ashamed.
Oh, never.
Yeah, there's just like a
Nirvana's
point
awesome.
in middle school where it felt like, oh, everybody and their mom loves Nirvana, like.
For a reason.
But I love it differently,
I love Nirvana better than you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that stuff, and then more experimental things that happened in the '90s, like Fugazi and Sonic Youth. Where like one of the Sonic Youth guys went to Binghamton, and through being a student at Binghamton, I was able to get in contact with him, Ronaldo, and we still keep in contact, and that's kind of been wild to see how his journey of learning art and studying at this school and being entrenched in this avant-garde cinema program and stuff like that kind of shaped how he saw music and shaped the rest of his career, And it's just like, oh shoot, like you sat and you walked these same holes I walked, and you lived in the same neighborhood I lived in, and but you took this idea of punk rock and just took it to a whole nother level, I mean, to me, he's one of the best guitarists in like the last century, you know what I'm saying? Spin Magazine lists him and Thurston Moore as number one. So to just kind of see what punks can do when they really try to play their instruments, it's like it's pretty out there. But even so, they put screwdrivers in it, they're tuning all these weird ways, just hitting it. That's definitely something I bring across too.
Yeah, there's a lot of distorted some tracks on the record.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I genuinely like noise music. Like I just like droning noise. I mean, I work construction, growing up and stuff like that. Just kind of noises like machines is always something I've been into. So that kind of comes across as well.
It's very, very cool. I think I could play all the other songs and I'm driving your truck, but I don't think I could play that one because I'll probably drive off a ditch or get pulled over by the cops or something.
That's the vibe.
It's a crazy.
Goals.
Oh yeah.
One of the songs that I was playing in the truck is one of the next tracks, and I have to say that it affects me personally because I know someone who has gone through something. The vibe of this song. I hope I never have a daughter. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Man, I wrote that one while I was quarantined after a series of unfortunate events. And I was just like the saddest I've ever been. I'm all alone, quarantining in this scary apartment that was not mine. I have like two possessions with me. I have my knitting, my guitar, and a bottle of crappy vodka, and I'm just miserable. And I'm angry. And I honestly never thought I was gonna like show that song to anyone. And but I'm glad I did because a lot of people can relate. The writing, I don't even remember the writing process. I think it just came out. It's just one of those things that, you kind of is stuck inside of you and you have to get rid of. And art is kind of like the only way to go about it in a productive way that isn't like hurting you. So
I appreciate that you put that song out personally, and I know that a bunch of people can relate to that. I hate to leave it at a somber note, but it's such a powerful song. So definitely, if you're out there going through anything like this, like.
But also, if you're not, like, sometimes when I'm singing this song, I'll just stare at a random person in the back of the crowd who maybe looks a little lost because I'm like, you know what? I'm so angry that I had to go through this. I want you to have a taste.
Nice.
Sorry if that's wrong. No. I don't know. I just I feel like maybe it's, I don't know, because it feels like a universal experience, at least for people who present female.
Sure.
And, you know, spread the word, I guess.
Well, tell everyone your socials again so that people can come out and check you out. Where can they find you?
We are Mother Horse on Spotify and Apple Music and all those other fun streaming platforms. And we're Mother Horse Band on Instagram, and that's where we post like our show flyers and stuff if you ever want to come out and listen to us play and say hi.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
to this.
so much
thank
for
you.
having
Thank you for
us.
having
This was
us.
It was
awesome.
lit, for sure. And,
Yay!
And the next time that you put out another music, whether it's a single, an album, come on in. We'll play it on the air.
Thank
we'll
you
talk
so
some
much,
more.
man.
Thank you.
Cool.
Sweet.
Thank you so much for listening in. This is I Hope You Never Have a Daughter by Mother Horse, right here on WBDY's Be Original.
I shouldn't have let you in. No, I can't get you off my